here, Pat?
What you're doing is you're helping her associate you with edge, adventure, riskiness. What up, Casanovas? I know what you're thinking. Vadim, why did you drop off on us again? I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. There are many reasons, but the biggest is that I've actually been working on something big and exciting that I'll be talking to you guys about in the next few videos. But today, I want to share 6 other flirting tools and techniques that you can use to really crush it in game. Using the word crush kind of makes me sound like a douche, doesn't it? But hey, it's the truth, all right? What I'll be doing is I'll be sharing 6 different clips from different interactions and breaking down the concept behind each one. Now, what you'll notice is that exaggeration is going to be a common theme in all of them. Playing things up for some comedic or dramatic effect, okay? Sometimes more subtle, sometimes more pronounced, but it'll be a very pervasive theme. Also, a lot of these flirting tools and techniques in general tend to overlap, okay? So they can be used in combination with one another, and you're gonna see this in some of these clips, all right? So keep that in mind. Take note of the nonverbal communication in each clip, okay? So my body language, my tonality, my eye contact, and my facial expressions, because they create the vibe behind what I'm saying, okay? Which is a lot more important than the words themselves. Also, stay until the end because I have a special announcement and I'll be giving away a free, uncut 30-minute video of me taking a girl home from a bar. It's a really cool interaction that you're not gonna wanna miss.
Gossip is very unattractive. Did you come here to look for enlightenment? What? Enlightenment.
No. I like being dark.
That's a good way of putting it.
All right, now the first concept or technique that I want to discuss is something I like to call random high pressure. Now, random in and of itself is a great element to use in flirting, in comedy, in social situations in general, because it's fun and it kind of catches you by surprise. So you could just roll up to a couple of girls and say something like, "What up, guys? Sorry I'm late. You know how traffic is this time of night. Hope somebody got me a drink. I could really use one." And that could be cool. But here, I'm adding the element of high pressure, and the combination is actually very powerful. So notice that when I first approach the girl and I say, "Gossip is very unattractive," my presence is very exaggerated. I put my hand on her shoulder, I lock eyes with her, I, maintain that intense and steady eye contact for some time. Okay, and so this really adds pressure to the situation, and I completely disregard her friend. This is very powerful because not only is it random, but it kind of catches you by surprise, but it's intense, right? It really elicits like strong emotions, like, whoa, I'm exaggerating my presence. I'm even exaggerating the word use, okay? I'm emphasizing very. Gossip is very unattractive as opposed to just gossip is very unattractive. So that adds more emotion and more humor to what I'm saying. I'm also simultaneously teasing her a little bit, or teasing them both, disqualifying them in a certain sense, because I'm, well, for one, implying that they're gossiping. They may or may not be gossiping, but I'm giving them the impression that I think they're gossiping. And not only that, I'm telling them that it's very unattractive. So it's looked down upon, like I'm judging you almost. So that also provokes some kind of emotion. Like, who's this guy just telling us that we're gossiping and that it's unattractive? So this is a great way to kickstart or set the tone for a flirtatious dynamic, but it doesn't need to be done solely on the approach. You could do it midway through the interaction. You guys could be talking about something and then you could just like suddenly, pause and be like, hold on, touch her shoulder and like look deep into her eyes, pause for a second, are you wearing perfume? She might be like, yeah. And maybe like go in and smell her and be like, what is that? That smells amazing. Okay, so it doesn't have to, have a teasing undertone. It could be a compliment. Point here is that it's random and that it's high pressure, okay? And then you're gonna, release the pressure afterwards, and say something, damn, that smells good, da-da-da-da. Maybe talk a little bit about perfumes, maybe continue something else. And notice that after my friend comes in and coincidentally says something equally kind of random, you look like a Russian princess, notice I kind of continue along that whole, random high pressure vein. I guess I'm just kind of in a just fucking around mood. I kind of put my hands together in this, Zen or praying fashion. And I say, did you come here looking for enlightenment? And she responds with, no, I prefer to be dark. But after that, I start, releasing this pressure, and I start transitioning into more normal conversation. So this is something that should be used very sparingly to, elicit some kind of emotion, to have some fun, but don't overdo it or you'll come off weird.
Okay, real talk. Are we pushing you into the pool?
The pool? No.
What do you mean? You walk around wet. It's not a big deal.
How about you in the pool?
The second thing that you can do is propose something crazy or risque. So as you can see in the clip, at some point in the interaction, I just randomly say, all right, real talk, are we pushing you into the pool or what? Now, this can be something, this thing that you propose can be either something that involves only her or the two of you. So are we pushing you into the pool? Or, hey, you should go talk to that guy. I think he's into you, all right? So you're sending her off on this little mission. Or, so are we stealing that giant bottle of champagne from the bar or what? You distract the bartender and I'll grab the bottle. So this is something that would involve the two of you. So what you're doing is you are creating this like fun, risque, adventurous little situation for her to imagine herself in, either alone or with you. But what you're doing is you're helping her associate you with edge, adventure, riskiness, all right? Which of course spices up the interaction, makes it more exciting. Girls want to be around that kind of stuff, people in general.
No, I feel like to really learn a language, you need immersion. When I was studying French, I watched a lot of films and I went there more for like a business school exchange, but that's really what. Anyway, no fucking excuses. Why the fuck did I speak Italian?
I went to Italy and I was like a lost puppy.
The third thing is giving her shit or giving her a hard time about something. So in this clip, you see me talk about how I've improved my French over the years, and then suddenly I'm like, anyway, no excuses. Why the fuck do you not know Italian or do you not speak Italian? And notice the inflection at the end of that sentence is downward. Why the fuck do you not speak Italian? As opposed to, I could have said, why the fuck do you not speak Italian? Okay, where the inflection would be upward. Now, the former is more stern, more disagreeable, okay, more authoritative, puts you in the position of this, alpha authority kind of guy, the stern father figure she needs to respond to. You're this dominant masculine man. Not in some domineering, I don't respect women sense, okay? Don't misinterpret it that way. Women just happen to be attracted and respect a man who is dominant and confident and can clearly and honestly communicate what he wants, what his expectations are, what he does or does not stand for.
I haven't had a Guinness in a while.
Get a Guinness.
so heavy though. I've always wanted to have one for breakfast. You know, proper Irish style. Irish.
Proper like alcoholic stuff.
Proper Belfast. Skimmy a blue moon. The fourth thing that I want to discuss is using an accent. So in this clip, you see me getting some beers for me and the girl, and I suddenly decide to put on an Irish accent. And I say, proper Irish style, or proper Belfast, or some shit like that. Now, this is great because, remember, flirting is not just about the dynamic between you and the girl in the strictest sense. It's also very much about creating a fun, playful, and sometimes sexual, edgy atmosphere that the girl can then experience with you. And don't worry if you're not great at making, you know, a certain type of accent, you know, whatever accent you decide to use in that moment. Okay, it doesn't have to be good. If it's awful, use it anyway. It's the vibe that you create by using the accent that counts. And you know, let the girl tease you afterwards for the bad accent. That's happened to me sometimes. That creates more of a flirtatious dynamic. Just own it, okay? Some of the accents that I do are, you know, a lot worse than others, but I don't give a fuck because I just enjoy doing them. Now, you could also use accents in combination with other flirting tools, okay? Where, you know, it does involve the dynamic between you and the girl in a more, in a stricter sense, okay? Where, you know, you might be teasing her a bit more, or it might be a little bit more sexual or edgy. Like, for example, you know, you say something like, "You've got a proper nice butt, thick as a Guinness." And, and the cool thing about, you know, being more sexual or edgy with, you know, or giving some kind of more risque compliments while using an accent is that it helps you get away with something that's more risque, especially if it's early on, if you don't feel like you've really set the proper tone for it. Whereas if you set it normally, it could come off as a little too much, a little too aggressive.
I speak a little bit of Spanish.
Yeah? All right, tell me you love me in Spanish.
Te amo.
There's not enough passion. I want to hear passion. Where is the passion?
The fifth tool is over dramatization. So in the clip, you see me ask the girl to tell me she loves me, and then, you know, she tells me, but I demand more passion. Where is the passion? There must be passion. So this is fun, it's funny. I even add a bit of a Spanish accent to it to spice it up. It's got, again, elements of authority here where I'm saying, you know, tell me you love me. I want to hear more passion. So it's encompassing a bunch of good elements.
Elena, you really remind me of someone that's really weird.
Expensive.
But worth the money. I don't even know who.
Money for sure.
An actress?
Maybe an actress, maybe an old acquaintance. But it's like, it's there, you know, and suddenly it hits me.
No, please.
But you do not, you don't, and maybe I will. That sounded very genuine, by the way.
Maybe you will.
It's very genuine.
What did you say?
It's like, maybe you will. But you don't really look Polish.
Nobody ever guesses.
No? Yeah, I would guess Italian, maybe French.
Greek or something.
No, not Greek.
Spanish.
Spanish, maybe. Let's see. Serbian. Anyway, you're just a cosmopolitan. Why don't we leave it at that?
Finally, try to make use of tests or jabs. Take advantage of those opportunities. So, what do I mean by that? In this video, you see me trying to think of who this girl reminds me of. And this happens to me quite often, actually, where I'm like, who the fuck does this person remind me of? I'm sure it happens to a lot of people. But anyway, beside the point. So I'm trying to come up with who it is that she reminds me of, and she just kind of sarcastically says, maybe you'll remember. See, why am I calling this a test? Sometimes girls will consciously flirt, and sometimes they will subconsciously flirt. Okay, they may flirt without even realizing that they're initiating some kind of, flirting dynamic, flirtatious dynamic. Now, these subconscious manifestations of flirting or inadvertent attempts sometimes can come off as a test. Not because she's like, consciously thinking, I need to test this guy. It's more like she's just expressing herself in the moment, just genuinely expressing herself in the moment. And how you will respond will, on some level, inadvertently shape her perception of you. So you want to use these opportunities again to your advantage. So again, what exactly is happening? I'm telling her that I'm struggling to remember who she reminds me of, and she says, maybe you'll remember, okay, in this sarcastic, jabby kind of fashion. And what she's doing is she's mildly trying to provoke me, okay, by being a bit sarcastic, almost to suggest that, what I'm trying to say is not very important. Again, not necessarily consciously, but more because, let's say she's just tired, this was the end of the night, she's a bit indifferent, a bit over it. She's probably dealt with a lot of dudes, not just that night, in general. She's probably dealt with a lot of dudes that say a lot of the same stuff. And to be fair, a lot of guys probably actually say that, oh, you remind me of someone, or have we met before, as some kind of like a technique just to initiate the conversation, kind of like when they ask a girl for a smoke or something, just as an in. So on some level, maybe she was like, okay, whatever, here we go, oh, maybe you'll remember, right? So it's a very appropriate response for the situation. And that's okay, because guess what? Again, it's an opportunity to show her, hey, I'm cool, I can flirt with you, I can do this. So I respond, when I catch that, I kind of respond at the same frequency, right? I match her vibe for a second, or I mirror her vibe, and I say, yeah, that sounded very genuine. So I respond with sarcasm back, and I kind of half hug her and look to her friend and say, she's very genuine, So what am I saying? I'm saying I can fuck with this. I can take a little jab. I get it. I'm a cool dude, okay? I throw a little jab back. So this is great. It communicates to her what she wants to, on some level, see, that I'm a cool dude. I get it. I'm not going to be like some next guy in the night who may not even pick up on the sarcasm. And this could then evolve into some healthy banter. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you can take away something from this video. Feel free to use these tools and techniques that we've discussed, but most importantly, try to understand the principle behind them. Anyway, thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button, drop a comment below. Lastly, I wanted to tell you guys that we want to know what you guys want to see more of, okay? What kind of content to create? What would be most helpful? So we created a short survey to figure out where you're stuck and what exactly you need. To reward you, we're gonna offer you a free 30-minute uncut, very entertaining interaction of me taking this girl home from a bar in LA. All right, so if you wanna see it, and if you want to share your thoughts, be sure to hit the link in the description below. Thanks again, and until next time.